Shalom, shalom. This video is about the Gospel of John chapter 18 verse 28 to 40 about Roman Governor Pontius Pilate's prayer regarding Yeshua's identity. A prayer we should also pray. I'll read the text. Then they led Yeshua from Caiaphas to the praetorium. It was early. They themselves did not enter the praetorium, so they would not become unclean, but might eat the Passover. Therefore Pilate came out to them and said, "What charge do you bring against this man?" They answered, "If he weren't an evildoer, we wouldn't have handed him over to you." And that, of course, falls far short of the Roman law requirement for justice. So Pilate said to them, "Take him yourselves and judge him by your Torah." The Judean leaders responded, "We're not authorized to put anyone to death." And that, of course, was a blatant lie, and Pilate knew that. This happened so that the prophetic word that Yeshua spoke would be fulfilled, signifying the kind of death he was about to die. So Pilate went back into the praetorium, called for Yeshua and asked him, "Are you the king of the Jews?" "Are you saying this on your own?" Yeshua answered, "or did others tell you about me?" Pilate answered, "I'm not a Jew, am I? Your own nation and ruling Kohanim handed you over to me. What have you done?" Yeshua answered, "My kingdom is not of this world. If my kingdom were of this world, then my servants would be fighting so that I wouldn't be handed over to the Judean leaders. But as it is, my kingdom is not from here." So Pilate said to him, "Are you a king then?" And Yeshua answered, "You say I am a king." It means affirmative. "For this reason I was born, and for this reason I came into the world, so that I might testify to the truth. Everyone who is of the truth hears my voice." Pilate said to him, "What is truth?" After he said this, he went out again to the Judean leaders. He said to them, "I find no case against him, but it's your custom that I release someone for you at Passover. So do you want me to release to you the king of the Jews?" They shouted back, "Not this one, but Barabbas." Now Barabbas was a revolutionary. The prayer in hand is that Pontius Pilate called for Yeshua and asked him if he is the king of the Jews. And he concluded that Yeshua was indeed the king of the Jews. The conclusion was announced to the crowd when he came out again, and he even wrote it on the cross. It's an eternal truth. The matter that requires unpacking is Yeshua's answer to Pontius Pilate's prayer. Typical to Jewish yeshiva culture, he answered the question with another question. And Yeshua's response was whether Pilate was giving this testimony that Yeshua is the king of the Jews on his own accord or not. So in the Peshat exegesis, it's the direct literal meaning of the text. Yeshua asked if this was Pontius Pilate's personal testimony that he, Yeshua, is the king of the Jews, or whether it was said to him maybe by his Jewish wife or by an advisor who remembered the wise magi from the east and Herod's murdering of all the baby boys in Bethlehem, or by some other witness, or whether he was moved by the Spirit to testify so. To this, Pilate made it his personal testimony as he told the crowd minutes later, and as he wrote on the cross. In the Remes application, or rather implication in this case, the king of the Jews stood before the Roman governor, not in opposition, but submitting to the authority of the Roman. As Yeshua said a little bit later in John 19 verse 10 to 11, that the authority Pilate had over him was given to him from above. The drash extension was maybe an unspoken thought if Pontius Pilate, or by Pontius Pilate, whether there was a revolt brewing. Yeshua quickly poured cold water on that idea by what he said next, and his action was against the Judean leaders, not against the Romans. And he said that his kingdom was not of this world, and therefore his servants will not fight to liberate him. Not then. In the hidden sot exegesis, Pilate's testimony answered his own philosophical question regarding what truth is. The truth is that Yeshua is indeed the eternal King of the Jews and the King of truth. The fact is that Yeshua was and will always be the true King of the Jews. When he returns, it will be to Jerusalem. He won't return to Rome or to Washington or to London. Paris, Moscow, Beijing also not on the plan. The King of the Jews will return to Jerusalem, and Jerusalem is the eternal capital city of the Jews. It's the eternal city of God. This truth does not sit comfortably with replacement theologies as it exposes their untruth. When Yeshua returns as the Son of David Messiah, the King of Kings, he will take up his crown as the King of the Jews. He will return to Jerusalem, to his chosen people, who will be his bride. My chosen person is my wife, my bride. So Yeshua's chosen people, God's chosen people, the Jews, will be his bride. The Romans and Gog's horde who dare to stand against him and against Israel and against the Jews, they will be trampled into a bloody pulp by him when he returns. For now, the people of the world's relationship with Yeshua is revealed in their love or hate towards the Jews and towards Israel. People love or hate or apathy of the Jews and of Israel is the barometer by which their relationship with the King of the Jews is revealed. And with that, I bid you shalom, shalom.